need a bigger boat.
That's a 20-footer.
25.
Chief Brody was right. They did need a bigger boat. Welcome to Ark Week. I'm standing on the deck of the Orca from the movie Jaws because, believe it or not, Jaws is highly relevant to industrial electrical safety. What can I possibly mean by that? Think about the narrative that drives the entire movie from a moment. From the opening scene where a woman goes swimming alone at night to the medical examiner claiming that her death is a result of a boat propeller.
It was a shark.
To Mayor Vaughn insisting that the beaches remain open, that movie is driven by a series of enormous failures of hazard analysis and, once they recognize the hazard, another series of failures to appropriately match the protection to the hazard. A larger hazard demands more protection, like a bigger boat. Brody also knew that the Orca wasn't very well maintained and might not be up to the task. So when Quint ignores Brody's safety advice, he pays for it with his life when the shark leaps out of the water onto the transom and sinks the boat. It's the same with arc flash PPE. Larger hazards demand more protection, and higher incident energy requires higher arc ratings. Bad things happen when the protection is not matched to the hazard. Cat 2 8-calorie daily wear is perfectly appropriate for arcs under 8 calories, but it's inappropriate for arcs of 25 calories, as this video clearly shows. The crew of the Orca consistently underestimated the hazard they were facing, starting with thinking they could use a fishing rod, to the cage that Hooper puts in the water, which isn't shark rated for a shark of that magnitude, to Quint's not with 3 barrels he can't, but he could. But luckily, in Arc Flash, we don't have to estimate. We have the ability to absolutely quantify both the hazard and the protection afforded by PPE to that hazard in such a way that we can dramatically reduce or completely eliminate burn injury. So this boat and that cage would have been just fine for an 8-foot shark, but not for a 25-foot shark. So this doesn't just happen in movies, it happens in real life too. When the shark hazard analysis tells us we have a greater hazard, as it often would for a feeding dive, we step up our PPE game accordingly to chainmail suits, the equivalent of a Cat 3 approach. The chainmail provides excellent bite protection versus most sharks, although the testing might leave a little bit to be desired, as you can see here. So let me hop off this boat because we're about to be joined by an expert in Category 3 and 4 arc flash protection, Rich Goydix, Vice President of Business Development at Inespro. Welcome, Rich. Thank you very much for joining us for Season 2 of Arc Week.
Hey, Scott, glad to be here. Glad to be a part of all this.
So, Rich, we're here today to talk about Category 3 and 4 arc flash gear. And in the entire time I've been involved in this business, people have complained a lot about that gear. Is there anything new in the marketplace that we ought to know about?
One of the telltale problems in this marketplace is the lack of innovation for years and years. The issues are that arc flash gear really does work, but the people that rely on it day to day just can't stand using it. And there really has not been a lot of focus on an appreciation for what the problems are. I'm happy to tell you that the purpose of this company is to collaborate with the people that use these products to really understand how do you use it and how would you change the next generation of this gear so that it's not in the way when you're trying to do that critical task, trying to do that critical job.
Rich, how do we decide when layering daily wear is no longer adequate and we need an arc flash suit? What's our decision point there?
So really the pivot point in all this is the arc rating. And in daily wear programs, the limiter has to be the arc rating available in pants today. With a range, a ceiling of 18 to 20 calories in pants, when incident energies approach or exceed 20 calories, it's time to start seriously thinking about arc flash suits, arc flash ensembles.
Okay, we're now in a situation where the incident energy dictates we go to an arc flash suit. There are Cat 3 and Cat 4 suits. How do we decide between them?
So in the world of Cat 1 and Cat 2, largely the innovation is around Cat 2 because it covers 2 and 1. Same story in 3 and 4. Most of the market is using 40 cal suits to cover both the Cat 3 and Cat 4 tasks. We at Inespro are really leaning into innovation in the 40 cal products, so they're super lightweight.
It's great to hear that Cat 4 suits have gotten lighter and more comfortable. So that's the Arc Flash Cat 3 versus Cat 4 decision process. Our Cat 3 Shark PPE is chainmail suits, which work very well for most sharks. Here's Valerie Taylor testing early iterations of these suits in 1981, using fish to bait a blue shark into biting her arm.
Valerie proved her suit works with sharks up to 6 or 7 feet. But she also proved there's no suit in the world strong enough to protect her or this test dummy from the jaws of a 20-foot great white shark.
However, just like with arc flash, as the hazard gets larger, we need to increase the PPE accordingly. What are the variables that are important to consider before purchasing a Cat 4 arc flash suit?
So great question, Scott. A lot of change has taken place in the last 5 years. Gone are the days of just a fixed yellow-green face shield. Now, hoods with fans, hoods with lift front face shields, and face shields that have changed from yellow-green to clear gray. In the suits, the number one attribute, the things that people should be looking for is lightweight, but not just lightweight suits that help you move, that have ventilation underneath the arms, and other attributes that make it easy to put on and take off.
So now we have the suit, we know what we're looking for to purchase the suit. Tell us about how we carry the suit around with us and how we protect it.
So commonly today, the bag is just a bag. It's a 30-gallon bag with a zipper up the middle and affords no organization, no breathability, and most importantly, no protection for the expensive face shield that's in it. What we've been able to do is build structure inside the bag to protect the shield when it's in storage. So when it's in the gang box, when it's in the back of a pickup truck and somebody's throwing tools or other material on it, there's structure around that face shield to protect it from damage, cracks, and breaks.
I also think that I've seen some pretty cool new stuff that's almost more like a backpack than a duffel bag that I quite liked.
So here's really the number one problem with the backpacks that are available in the marketplace today. They're not designed for electrical PPE. The most common backpack that you'll find in the marketplace today just does not house the basics that you need: glove, balaclava, and face shield for a Cat 2 task. We've solved that problem. So another big goal of our industry is to help mobilize the worker. Typically, somebody that's jumping out of a truck or coming out of a facilities office is going to a remote task and is carrying an abundance of tools for a variety of things that they might be doing. So we've created backpacks and other storage devices to really help free up the hands of the worker and to better mobilize the people that are moving around.
Thank you very much for joining us today, Rich, and I look forward to seeing you later this week for the grand finale of Season 2 of Arc Week. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I also hope that you now view Jaws not only as tremendous entertainment and an American cinema classic, which it is, but also as a cautionary tale that's relevant to what we all do for a living every day. And speaking of grand finales, we're going to be joined later this week by 3 additional electrical safety experts, and you won't believe what we get up to. Here's a sneak peek.